Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving deep into the ocean's past to meet some of the most ancient and fascinating creatures still swimming in our waters. The jawless and cartilaginous fish. These aren't your typical goldfish or salmon. We're talking about sharks, rays, and the incredibly weird hagfish and lampreys. They represent some of the earliest branches on the vertebrate family tree, and their stories are absolutely captivating. So grab your virtual scuba gear, because we're about to explore a world that's been around for hundreds of millions of years, long before dinosaurs even existed. Let's start our journey at the very beginning, with the jawless fish, also known as agnatha. Imagine a time over 500 million years ago. The oceans were a very different place, and the dominant vertebrates were these strange, eel-like creatures without jaws. Today, only two main groups of these ancient fish survive: hagfish and lampreys. They give us a living window into what life was like in the primordial seas. First up, hagfish. These guys are the ultimate survivors and, honestly, a bit gross, but in a cool way. They live on the deep sea floor, scavenging on dead or dying animals that fall from above. Since they don't have jaws to take a bite, they have a unique way of eating. They have a specialized mouth with two pairs of tooth-like rasps on a tongue-like structure that they use to tear off flesh. They can also tie their own bodies into a knot and pass it down their length to gain leverage and pull away chunks of food. It's a bizarre but effective strategy. But the most famous thing about hagfish is their slime. When I say slime, I mean a lot of it. If a hagfish feels threatened, say by a predator trying to bite it, it can release a massive amount of slime from special glands along its body. This slime instantly mixes with the water to create a thick, sticky goo that can clog the gills of the attacker, forcing it to retreat or even suffocate. A single hagfish can turn a bucket of water into a bucket of slime in seconds. It's one of the most effective defense mechanisms in the entire animal kingdom. They are nature's slime-producing champions. Now let's talk about the other group of jawless fish, the lampreys. Unlike the scavenging hagfish, many lamprey species are parasitic. They have a round, suction cup-like mouth filled with rings of sharp, horny teeth. They use this to latch onto other fish, rasp a hole through the skin with their tongue, and feed on the blood and body fluids of their host. It sounds pretty gnarly, and for the host fish, it certainly is. Some lamprey attacks can be fatal. However, not all lampreys are out for blood. Many species are non-parasitic. As adults, they don't feed at all. They just reproduce and then die. Both hagfish and lampreys share a key feature: a skeleton made of cartilage, not bone. This flexible material is what our ears and the tip of our nose are made of. This leads us perfectly into our next group, which took this cartilage skeleton and ran with it. Let us move on from the jawless wonders to a group that made a massive evolutionary leap: the cartilaginous fish, or chondrichthyes. The big innovation here? Jaws. The evolution of jaws was a game changer. It opened up a whole new world of feeding strategies, allowing these fish to become active predators, biting and tearing their prey instead of just sucking or rasping. This group includes some of the ocean's most iconic and successful animals: sharks, rays, skates, and chimeras. The most famous of these are, of course, the sharks. Sharks have been around for over 400 million years, making them older than trees. They are incredibly diverse, from the gigantic whale shark, the largest fish in the sea, which filter feeds on tiny plankton, to the powerful great white, one of the ocean's apex predators. Sharks are perfectly adapted for a life of predation. Their bodies are streamlined, their skin is covered in tiny, tooth-like scales called dermal denticles that reduce drag, and they have multiple rows of teeth that are constantly replaced throughout their lives. Lose a tooth? No problem. Another one just moves forward to take its place. Sharks are legendary for their ability to detect a drop of blood from a great distance, but their sensory abilities go way beyond that. They have a fantastic sense of smell, excellent low-light vision, and a special sensory system called the lateral line, which runs along their sides and detects vibrations and pressure changes in the water. This helps them find struggling prey. But their secret weapon is the ampulla of Lorenzini, a network of special pores on their snouts that can detect the faint electrical fields generated by the muscle contractions of other living animals. It's like having a built-in metal detector, but for living things. Now, what about their flattened cousins, the rays and skates? These are essentially sharks that have been adapted for life on the seafloor. Their pectoral fins have expanded and fused to their heads, creating a flat, disc-like body perfect for gliding over the sand. Many, like the stingrays, have a venomous barb on their tail for defense. Others, like the giant manta rays, have evolved to swim in the open ocean, using their wing-like fins to fly through the water while filter feeding on plankton, much like the whale shark. Skates are similar to rays, but tend to have a thicker, fleshier tail without a stinging barb. And they lay eggs in a tough case called a mermaid's purse, whereas most rays give birth to live young. Finally, we have the least known group of cartilaginous fish, the chimeras. They have large eyes, smooth skin, and a whip-like tail. Like other cartilaginous fish, they have a skeleton of cartilage, but they have some unique features too. For instance, their upper jaw is fused to their skull, and they have grinding tooth plates instead of replaceable teeth. They're mysterious and rarely seen, representing another ancient lineage that branched off from sharks and rays over 400 million years ago. So what connects all these different-looking creatures, from the slithery lamprey to the majestic great white shark? The primary link is their cartilaginous skeleton. While most vertebrates, including us, have skeletons made of hard calcified bone, these fish retain this more primitive, flexible cartilage. This doesn't mean they're less successful. It's just a different evolutionary strategy that has worked incredibly well for hundreds of millions of years. However, despite their long and successful history, many of these incredible animals are now facing serious threats. Overfishing, habitat destruction, and climate change are pushing many species of sharks, rays, and even some lampreys towards extinction. Sharks in particular are often feared and misunderstood, leading to unsustainable fishing practices like finning. But as apex predators, they play a crucial role in maintaining the health and balance of marine ecosystems. Losing them would have devastating consequences for the entire ocean food web. These ancient fish are not monsters from the deep. They're vital parts of our planet's biodiversity and a living link to an almost unimaginably distant past. By understanding and appreciating them, we can better work to protect them and the ocean habitats they call home. From the slime-wielding hagfish to the awe-inspiring manta ray, the world of jawless and cartilaginous fish is full of wonder, mystery, and incredible evolutionary stories. They remind us that the history of life is long and complex, and that there are still so many secrets waiting to be discovered beneath the waves. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today. I hope you've gained a new appreciation for these ancient mariners. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the amazing creatures that share our planet, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Let me know in the comments which of these fish you found the most fascinating. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.